Elias was a man who had all the answers. He was the youngest partner at his prestigious law firm, a man whose mind was a steel trap, capable of reciting case law and statistics with terrifying precision. He lived in a sterile, glass-walled apartment high above the city, a fortress of solitude that reflected his own heart. He won every argument, closed every deal, and was respected by all. But Elias was profoundly, desperately lonely. His success felt hollow. The applause in conference rooms faded to silence in his empty home. He had proven everyone wrong, but he had no one to prove right. One evening, unable to bear the silence, he walked aimlessly until he found himself in the city's oldest, quietest park. Under the amber glow of a lamppost sat an old man, not homeless, but simple, mending a child's kite. Elias, in his tailored suit, sat on the opposite bench. "You look like a man who has won a great battle but lost the war," the old man said, his voice soft, not even looking up from the kite. Elias scoffed. "And you look like a man wasting his time on a broken toy." The old man, who introduced himself as Silas, smiled. "Is time spent mending something broken ever truly wasted?" This was the beginning. Elias, intrigued by the challenge, returned every night. He tried to debate Silas, to overwhelm him with logic. But Silas never debated. He only asked questions. "I am one of the most successful men in this city," Elias boasted one night. Silas nodded, threading a new string. "And what does this success require you to give up? Does it keep you warm at night?" "It gives me power," Elias retorted. "Power over what?" "Over others," Silas asked. "Or power over your own fear?" Elias was furious. "What fear? I fear nothing." "Don't you?" Silas asked, finally looking up, his eyes clear and deep. "Then why do you build such high walls, Elias? Why do you use your knowledge as a shield instead of a bridge?" Night after night, the questions chipped away at Elias's fortress. "You know what people think, but do you know why they feel? You can predict the market, but can you predict your own heart? You have proven you are smart, but have you ever proven you are kind?" Elias had no answers. For the first time in his life, the man of answers was silent. The breaking point came a week later. A junior associate at his firm had made a simple mistake. The old Elias would have torn him apart, humiliated him to ensure it never happened again. He saw the young man, pale with terror, outside his office. Elias opened his mouth to deliver the crushing verdict, but Silas's voice echoed in his head, "Why do you use your knowledge as a shield?" Elias paused. He looked at the trembling young man and saw a reflection of his own forgotten fears. He closed his office door and sat down, motioning for the associate to do the same. "It was a bad mistake," Elias said, his voice quiet, stripped of its usual iron. "But, tell me, what were you thinking when it happened? What are you most worried about right now?" The young man, stunned by the question, stammered, and then, seeing the genuine curiosity in his boss's eyes, he began to talk. Elias just listened. He didn't offer a solution. He didn't criticize. He just asked, "And what do you think we should do to fix it?" That evening, Elias didn't go to the park. He went home, but the silence in his apartment felt different. It was no longer empty, it was peaceful. He realized his journey hadn't been about finding more answers to defeat others. It had been about finding the right questions to understand them. The next day, he found Silas in the park, flying the now-mended kite with a group of laughing children. Elias didn't say a word. He just sat on the bench, watched the kite soar against the blue sky, and for the first time in his life, he felt a warmth that had nothing to do with power and everything to do with connection. He had started his true Socratic journey, not the one to prove he knew everything, but the one to finally understand that he knew nothing at all, and that this was the most beautiful beginning.